Guys, I have literally just been permanently banned from MTG Arena Reddit for making a post about not liking removal spells and thinking that they're not good in standard best of one. I have to run you through this, dude. These people are crazy, man. We're living in like some dude, what world are we living in? It's pretty shocking. So if you see here, I've been permanently banned for baseless negativity. Baseless negativity, guys. All right. Now let's see. Let's see my posts. If you look at my posts, I've posted a few budget decks like this one. This got 113 uploads. This is my first post. I just started doing YouTube about a month ago. This one, a deck list with some thoughts, 103 upvotes. This one about how you can tell if something's common or uncommon, 260 upvotes. Then my one yesterday, 180 upvotes about a humans tribal deck that did well in early access. Now, there was a bunch of back and forth in the comments. People were saying early access doesn't mean anything, which is fine. And I wasn't negative about it. I just said, look, it's as good as information as we have. Similarly, people were saying that I said, look, counter spells aren't that great anymore. Removal's not that great. And they were saying these all died to cheap removal. And I was saying, they don't really die to cheap removal because this has ward, in the weeds, right? But nothing negative. So then it was getting downvoted a lot. My thing saying that removal wasn't very good. So I made a post, which is a little, antagonized, but not much, just saying I do not like removal, right? So I said, guys, removal is not good in best of one standard, I promise. We'll read the whole thing. There's like one or two sentences that are like kind of tonally mean to no one. Besides that, it's a perfectly reasonable post, right? So here, I'll move it slightly. Let's see. Guys, removal is not good in best of one standard, I promise. Removal is the worst card in your deck in standard best of one meta with ETB triggers and recursion and adventures, and almost every creature is 2-for-1 removal, especially single target removal is just bad. If you play a mid-range or control pile, yes, you need some removal to survive, but that's just to survive. The only actually good removal spells that trade up in this meta are Leyline Binding and Sunfall, if a wipe is removal. The go for the throats and cut downs are just trading evenly most of the time. Yeah, I'm really just breaking all the rules, right, with this post. So please stop saying a deck or card dies to cheap removal, which is, what some people were saying to the other post. If the card being referred to is 3 mana or less, that is only a reasonable response to expensive creatures. What you mean is maybe removal traded evenly. If a deck is low to the ground with 1 to 2 drops, especially in a meta with Thalia, single target removal is even worse. Note that even big ramp decks will ramp to a Troxa or a Tali, which get a ton of value even if you kill them immediately with cheap removal, because those cards will draw you cards, right? The only time removal is actually very good is the opponent's deck is full of combat tricks you can blow out, which most people are not playing. I know this will anger the Timmies. Oh, I mean, such a mean comment, right? And removal is far better in best of 3 than other formats, but this is just the truth for best of 1 standard. Crokeys has a similar take, and he repeatedly rants that removal is the worst card in your deck. I've seen it on a lot of his card reviews recently where he was arguing with people about some of the new removal cards not being good. And it's crazy how much his chat pushes back, which is kind of what I'm addressing, that there's this, people think removal is better than it is, right? Feels the same way here on Reddit, but the truth is removal is generally bad in standard best of one and just something you include to the extent absolutely necessary for your specific deck to survive, aggro, or kill the game ending mid-range creatures like Sheldred. Yes, this post is partly in response to people on my humans combo Reddit post saying Anam Pakal, which is a 3 mana creature which gets value on the first turn you play it, and Roaming Throne, which is a 4 mana with Ward 2, which my point is Ward makes it harder to kill effectively. That also can get double triggers on the first turn. So if you kill it, it's still got value often. That they get owned by cheap removal, and again, in a human's tribal shell, that includes 4 Thalias. The point being Thalia makes removal worse too, because it taxes it, right? Cheap removal will generally trade evenly against these cards in a good scenario, and often will trade badly against them. But haters are going to hate and keep repeating bad deck building patterns. All right, that was slightly negative, right? Obviously I'm responding to the people kind of like being aggressively hateful on my other posts, but it is what it is. I'm not being overly negative here. Again, this is only for standard best of one. Good day. Now, let's see, did people take this terribly? I mean, I didn't get, I don't think, upvotes initially, but, people said, Sheldred, love people like you. And I said, hey, I called out Sheldred, but truth is, people are playing a ton of 4-drops and higher in standard best of one, or are not, that don't already get ETB value. Hey, just watched your videos, very splashy, thanks. That's another comment. Are you kidding? My mono black removal gets concedes from opponent. I don't know if he's being serious or not. This guy says, interesting perspective. A lot will come down to playstyle and rank, blah, 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 and make some arguments. I say, thanks for the comment. Agreed, it depends on rank. And if you love removal, MTG is a for fun card game after all. To your point, I agree, removal needs 2-to-1 in value to keep up. I just think the best of one decks are not removal heavy. Someone says, I still using Galah's Casket. Now look what I get. From Belisaurius, a mod. This is within like 10 minutes of me posting this, right? Dear Mythic Mike, the submission has been removed because it breaks one or more of the subreddit's rules. Rule 4. Guys, I broke Rule 4 by saying removal is bad. And then I disagree with people on Reddit, not naming anyone. If your post comes off as low effort or doesn't provide a point of discussion, it'll be considered spam. I was very articulate in my post. This includes trolling, links to pictures or board states without explanation, posts that should be put into current sticky set screenshots with deck lists, rants and venting are restricted to weekly Tybalt's trickery. If your post is a meme or screenshot complies with these rules, use the fluff layer to enable. Read the rules. And I said, how is this a low effort or troll post? And then it says, if you have a question, please respond here. Further concerns, contact the whole staff by messaging the moderators, right? So I didn't even realize at first that I could even respond here. So I messaged the moderators, I'll show you in a second. But I said, then I saw that I could respond, and I said, how is this a low effort or troll post when I'm starting a discussion with clear examples and my point of view on the meta? Which Belisaurius responds, rants and venting are restricted to Tybalt's Friday. Your post is ranting about someone else's opinion. I'm not naming anyone. I can't have a different opinion. That's hilarious. You're not welcome. You're not welcome to wrap up intentionally provoking other people with argumentation in clear examples. Oh my God, we're in like another world, dude. People are losing it. You're clearly expressing you're upset with other people have an opinion that differs from yours. You're not welcome to rant about that. So I responded, I'm not allowed to state that I disagree with other people's opinions, not naming anyone, on a meta in a card game. Well, we have hit peak censorship. Good to know. Does this mean I just have to repost on Friday? Obviously, I'm being a little snarky with the censorship, but like she's being snarky by, or Belisaurius, whoever this is, your post is ran. You're not welcome to wrap up intentionally provoke other people argumentation in clear examples. Your post is ranting about someone else's opinion. Like, oh my God, we're out of like a sci-fi movie, right? So that's what I said, right? Now watch, then I instantly get, so what I had said initially, let's see. How could I find it? So this is what I initially messaged the mods, right? Because I didn't realize I could reply. I said, guys, are you serious? I made a very cogent argument with examples trying to start a relevant meta discussion, and you removed it as low effort because I hadn't got a response that it was due to a rant, right? And most of that rule has to do with low effort troll posts. Please review whoever removed this and reinstate it. Thank you. Then within a short period of time, hello, you have been permanently banned from participating in Magic Arena because your comment violates the following community rules. You won't be able to post or comment, but you can still view and subscribe to it. Baseless negativity is the rule that I broke. Very objective. If you have a question regarding your ban, you can contact. And it says I can't circumvent it by making another account. And then I said, how is this baseless negativity? I made a post about my opinion on removal, and it got flagged as a troll post, which I said was ridiculous. The response, we decline to host users who do not understand the basic rule of moderation in internet communities. Referring to moderation you knowingly opted into as censorship is the biggest sign of bad faith. I responded privately to one moderator with censorship after they were giving me snarky comments, and it is censorship. That's hilarious. Incredibly negative engagement we could name. It's the biggest sign. Saying that I think removal of a post about removal as a troll post is censorship is the biggest sign of bad faith and incredibly negative engagement we could name. Again, I didn't make that post public. That was a response to one specific moderator. You're not welcome here if your instant and initial thought is that extreme. But your initial thought was that I'm not allowed to disagree with people, even not naming them. Makes a lot of sense. You know, you have a great future. You have a great future, Belisaurius. I'm sure that you'll have a great career as a Reddit moderator by just using your the smallest amount of power you have in life just to be a bully. It is what it is. Um, Highlight of your life. Please enjoy your time elsewhere. This community operates under clear rules you choose to adhere to when you arrived. Yes, it's very clear when the rule is baseless negativity and when you quote initially a rule that says it's a low effort without any point of discussion and it lists 10 different things and all of them are subjective standards. And then when I respond to you after you give me certain comments by just saying, well, that's kind of censorship, then a private post like that is enough to get permanently banned because that comment is so extreme. So yeah, Belisaurius, you're a terrible person. It is what it is. I'm glad more people like you don't run the world, although some level of you guys are, but you have a very limited amount of power and you've used it to the maximum extent you can. So all this means is I was going to post a deck list to a budget mono red dino deck. A lot of the people like when I post budget decks. I can't post it on Reddit, so some people can't see. And all my posts I've ever posted have hundreds of likes because I'm generally positive and people like my posts. But have a good one, guys. Let me know what you think. Am I overreacting? Was I a terrible human being? Pretty out of control. I mean, I do this on the side. I have a full career. So if people want to shut me down this much, maybe I won't do it as much. That's the truth of the matter. I'm still going to post some fun YouTube videos, but obviously I was using Reddit to kind of get the word out there too. And it's too bad. So yeah, don't worry, guys. I'm still going to be positive generally, but just had to get this negativity out because MTG Arena Reddit moderators and Belisaurius specifically, guys, you're living in a sci-fi censorship world and it's heartbreaking is what it is. All right, have a good one, guys. Hey guys, just as a prologue, apparently people can still see the post, which is hilarious. So some people have been, look at this. The Frostware says, I feel like this post did have good points of discussion, not just removal generally, but 2 cards specifically, and I'd like you to put it back up. Thank you for this. Thank you for the support, the Frostware. Belisaurius comes back. Unfortunately, we ask that users who wish to contribute effortful discussion about a point of deck building detail it so without also specifically targeting other people. I named no one. And their way of having fun. We're living in 1984. If you ever controlled the world, it would be totalitarianism, man. This person is out of control. It's not acceptable to rant about how other people play the game, even if it's wrapped up with more serious thoughts. What are you talking about? Look at my post about the human tribal. People were ranting at me negatively, saying that I wasn't a good player and things like that. Specifically to me. What are you talking about? And then this person says, I appreciate the good discussion, so I'll indulge. So gets into some of the specifics, which is what I was trying to do, right? I was trying to have people get into the specifics, kind of argue a little back and forth, just in good fun about if removal is good or not. So thank you, the Frostweaver. I appreciate the support. And I realized, let's see, just so you see it, I realized in the last post, I said, right, the post that really got me banned, I said, does that mean I have to repost on a Friday? Right? I didn't have that post. But the point is, I was like, is her point that I had to just repost it Friday? And if that's so, that's fine. But this is enough to get me permanently banned, guys. This is enough to get instant removed, this post that I don't like removal. So pretty great, guys. Pretty great. All right. Well, sorry for the 2-for-1. I didn't realize the thing was still up, actually. I thought it was completely private. And I appreciate it. Frostweaver, you're the man. Fight the power. All right. Thanks, guys.